What's happening, man? Let's take a little walk before we get inside the studio. I want to ask you, one question I want to ask you is about your age. Is age a problem in a business that's primarily dominated by young people?
Not at all, not at all.
Okay. What's the biggest difference between then and now in the game, in underground hip-hop?
Well, like I said, you know, really it's the unity. Unity. I've been saying this, you know, love, you know what I mean? I guess, us speaking on things and it not being so personal and not so much you. It's not all about you. You know what I mean? We talking about, if you complaining about what's going on in your community and you trying to uplift your community, you putting it in your music, you know what I mean, then people are going to listen to what you're talking about as far as uplifting and bringing up the community versus tearing down the community.
I was standing in the lineup, now they want to sign up. They can't climb up Jacob's ladder.
You good?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Good to see you.
Let's do it. Good to see you too, man. How you doing?
All right. You all right?
Always. What's up, Faye? Big guy. What's up?
So where you from?
Yeah, I'm from New York.
Family's from?
Family's from Jamaica.
Okay, all right. So we're going to get a chance to go to Auntie's restaurant and eat a little something.
Definitely. Food was good, you know what I mean?
Okay, so tell me a little about, you said 2005, things changed. What happened in 2005?
2005, I got real serious with it. Started learning more of the business. You know, before that, I was making mistakes, you know, just going through the grind as far as learning, being around different groups of people that were into the music industry.
Right.
You know, school,
right.
In school, everybody was doing the music and so forth, whether it was rappers, producers, and
right.
so forth, dancers. And we all started branching off, going in our own direction.
They scatter like you ain't really matter. Something must have happened. You hit.
I want to touch on a little event that happened to you in regards to when you were 15. I've read your bio.
Okay.
I want you to share that a little bit with our audience, you know, when you were 15.
Yeah, when I was 15, unfortunately, I got shot in my face. And I jumped in the car with him, which, you know, it kind of took me in a whole different direction from where I planned on going and why I ended up getting shot in the face. Riding with him somewhere, I didn't know where I was going. And so when we ended up there, he told me he didn't have any more gas. And that was the reason why he was going over there, because the guy owed him some money or what have you. So then, you know, on the way out, I was leaving and I was passing a guy that was in his car, that just jumped in his car. And I passed his car, and passing his car, as I passed his car and I turned to look at him, he shot through his window 3 times and one hit me in the face. And you know, it lifted me off my feet, and I can say, you know, there laying on the ground, rolling around in my blood, I can say that, you know, I heard God talking to me and telling me to get up, you know, and when I got up, I fell a few times, you know, just trying to get help, and finally got up, and I went, and I was looking around, and I seen the guy pointing a gun in my face and telling me, if you move, I will kill you. And I just heard God talking to me and telling me to keep going. And I looked away, and I walked off, and I proceeded to walk and didn't know where I was. So I was trying to figure out which apartment where the people were, where I was, trying to get help. And when I banged on the door, that's when they came out and bought me, instead of them bringing me to the hospital, because I tell you, the devil works every day. He's working, you know, trying to, you know, bring down God's people, what have you. And instead of them bringing me to the hospital, they brought me back to my apartment. And I tell you, God worked in mysterious ways, because when I ended up at the apartments, when they dropped me off at the apartments, and my face is, I mean, I'm bleeding like it's crazy, the way how so much blood, I was filled with blood. And the ambulances came, and they were there, helicopters, police, you know, they were all filled up in the apartments. So, you know, long story short, I tell you, It's for the, you know, the uncivilized and, you know, the artists and the young generation that's out there just acting out. And all around the United States, around the world, especially in Chicago, in Detroit, and New York, and those places, in California, and even Atlanta now, where I'm at. You know, you really should, you know, listen to people that are trying to tell you the right thing to do in life. You know what I mean? I'm a prime example. You know what I mean? I know I'm a walking testimony. You know, because I've been down that wrong path before. You know, and that's the reason. That's where the name 2Face derives from. You get shot in the face. So, you know, with that being said, you know, it really put things more into perspective. You know what I mean? As far as, you know, a story behind it. You know what I mean? Something to give to the younger generation. You know what I mean? The upcoming artists, as far as like, you know, just what you're portraying. You know, right. the violence, and it's cool to be gangster and this, that, and the third. And, you know, just because you are around it or what have you, it's a thing when you're getting caught up in life and things that you're going through or what have you, and it sets your life back. Okay. You know what I mean? It slows your life down or what have you, like on a level of, you know what I mean? You're not progressing.
Hip hop for you has been like a lifesaver.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm like a unspoken. I'm the unspoken. You know what I mean? Because it's deep, it's real, it's something that you can, music that you can really listen to, and it gets you through life. You know what I mean? The ups and downs in life, coming from the inner city. You know, I was an inner city kid. You know what I mean? And just the things that, you know, a lot of these so-called rappers, studio rappers, I call them, that not really living that in the streets and living that life. Right. You know, but, you know, kind of, yeah.
So why do you do this?
And I have a passion for it. I love it. You know what I mean? From a kid growing up doing it, you feel what I'm saying? Like music, you know, different moods, you know what I mean? Just, you know, it's a universal thing, man.
I'm your number one pick. I was standing in the lineup. Now they want to sign up. They can't climb up Jacob's ladder. Watching how they scatter, like, do it really matter?
So your music is how would you best describe your music or your sound? Or your
my music is about life. You know what I mean?
So this latest project that you're doing, tell me something about it.
Well, it's called The Grind, The Hustle, The Struggle. Okay. And it's a mixtape, you know, 12 joints on it. Okay. You know what I mean? And we're going to mix it up.
So what's your perspective on the underground scene and hip-hop in general?
Man, it's always good. It's good for hip-hop. Underground is where it started. And the streets is where it started before it went commercial.
Look at how they raided Alicia for them keys. I was slinging for that cheese. Now the rats gon' freeze. Digging in the dungarees, got their eyes on me. Like,
you know what I mean? Because hip-hop is a lifestyle. You know what I mean? And it depicts, you know what I mean, what, you know, the inner city kids is doing and going through and so forth. And, you know, I started rapping because it was, you know, it was a way of me expressing myself.
You know, to make your dream come true in regards to studio time and,
right.
you know, press kits and things that artists need right. in order to get to that next level. You know, how do you go about making those things happen? How do you go about making it happen?
I'm going to be real with you, man. Like, I sold water to a well. You know, just other sacrifices. You know, I have a child.
Okay.
You know, I have a daughter. And, you know, of course, you know, me providing for her and myself, right. and my, you know, my bills and so forth, we eating and so forth. I mean, it was all on me.
So I guess my question is, life shows up. How do you continue to prioritize? Does the music still come first? Those same sacrifices still have to be made, or, you know?
The sacrifices definitely has to be made, you know, and that's why I'm pushing to, you know, taking my music to the next level as far as now, you know, bringing in the people that matters, you know what I mean, right. as far as taking my music to the next level. You can't do it all by yourself as an artist, you know, especially when you're unsigned.
You speaking when killers start creeping, like karma don't sleep, better stay up on your feet.
It's more on you. You're right. expected to do more.
So for all you unsigned cats out there, did you get that point? You can't do this shit by yourself. It takes some trusting people people who are skilled and who know what they're doing to move you to the next level.
Yes, yes, sir.
So let me ask you this: what's the big payoff? What do you want out of all this? Because you can spend your whole life chasing a dream. What's the big payoff for you?
Man, it's not all about the money, man. But of course, bills have to be paid, and you know, of course, expenses and people who are involved in what I got going on, because time is money. But at the same time, man, I just want my voice to be heard throughout the world.
Susie, the man them a look for them rupee. Nietzsche, Susie, the man them a look for them rupee. Nietzsche, Susie, the man them a look for them rupee. Nietzsche, Susie, the man them a look for them rupee. See,